Hey everyone, let's take a moment to breathe together. A deep breath in and out. May your body feel grounded and steady, and may your heart always stay full of love. I'd like to share with you a short poem I wrote over a year ago. It's called Mind Each Step You Take. Step carefully into the heart of the present moment. Where are you headed, dear one? Perhaps to the quiet market of peace within. This could be a metaphor for a hospital of the soul, a resting place buried deep inside us, especially relevant after everything we've been through in recent years. We've survived a storm, a long, unrelenting storm. The pandemic wasn't just a health crisis. It shook our world to the core. It impacted our families, our mental well-being, and our very sense of safety. It disrupted the economy and left behind ripple effects in almost every corner of life. The truth is, these past months, even these past years, have been incredibly tense. Anxiety became a background noise we couldn't quite turn off. Fear and doubt clouded our judgment. And let's be honest, we became more reactive, more sensitive, more negative. We lost the clarity we once had. Even now, as the virus has somewhat eased, we've been thrust into what they call the new normal. But let's be real, this normal is anything but familiar. It's full of unknowns, unfamiliar rhythms, and unpredictability. And walking blindly into it without healing? That's risky. Very risky. You see, before we talk about chasing dreams or rebuilding, we need something even more important: restoration, recovery, a reset. It's like this. Have you ever seen a wounded animal? It doesn't keep running or hunting. No, it finds a quiet cave and disappears for a while. It licks its wounds, it rests. It trusts that with care and time, the body can heal itself. Only after the healing is complete does the animal return to the wild, strong and sharp once again. That's what we need too. We've pushed through over 2 years of intense emotional wear and tear, and many of us, whether we realize it or not, are running on empty. Burnout isn't just about being tired, it's when even joy feels heavy. That's why now, more than ever, we need space. Space to slow down, to take care of ourselves, to breathe and just be. It's not just about self-care in the typical sense. It's about nurturing our inner world, rebuilding our energy, and reconnecting with the people and things that matter most to us. Yes, rebuilding the economy is important, but even that, it's going to take time. We're living in a global downturn. Things won't bounce back overnight. We might have to accept a slower pace of economic progress, at least for now. And that's okay. Let's shift the lens. Instead of seeing it as a loss, what if this is an invitation, an opportunity to go inward, to strengthen our inner peace, to grow wiser? Because here's something powerful. Wisdom only arises when the mind is calm, when fear takes a step back, when anxiety quiets down, when our imagination stops running wild with worst-case scenarios. Only then can clarity emerge. That's when we can finally see things for what they are. See people for who they really are. See our lives, the whole picture, without the distortion of fear or pressure. And from that place, we can finally start asking the right questions. What kind of life do I want to build? What path makes the most sense for me right now? How can I grow while still staying in tune with the world around me? Maybe in the past, we didn't quite succeed the way we hoped. Maybe we stumbled or missed our shot at happiness. But that's not because we weren't good enough. Sometimes, it's simply because we didn't yet have the right path. So now that we're slowly regaining our sense of calm, let's start finding our way again. And not just any path, the right path. A path that leads to peace, to real joy. A path where we're not only surviving, but thriving and bringing happiness to those around us. This isn't just about goals or ambitions, it's about alignment. It's about flowing with life instead of constantly fighting it. The right path is the one that harmonizes with the rhythms of the earth, our families, our communities, our society. It's the path that speaks to our soul and supports the well-being of others. And yes, sometimes finding that path takes time. 3 months, 6 months, a year, maybe even 2 or 3. But you know what? That's not failure. That's wisdom. You're choosing to pause, to reflect, to wait for the right direction instead of rushing blindly forward. And once you do find that path, you'll feel it in your bones. It'll feel true. And even more important than the path itself is your attitude as you walk it. We need sincerity, devotion, presence. We also need mindfulness, the ability to watch our thoughts, our habits, our triggers, to remain centered even when life pulls us in a dozen directions. That's how we create lasting peace, freedom, joy, and love in this life. Dear friends, you're watching episode 20 of the Only Love Remains radio series. When we started, we only planned for 16 episodes. The idea was to provide support, just a little spiritual nourishment, while the pandemic was surging and everyone was feeling overwhelmed. But your response, it blew us away. Each time we released a new video, you listened, you shared, you practiced, and even if it was just for a short moment, many of you wrote to say that these videos helped restore balance in your life. We felt your presence, and we couldn't stop there, so we kept going. Episode after episode. And now here we are. Of course, not everyone experiences peace immediately. That takes practice. If you had some grounding before, or you listened deeply and applied what you heard, then yes, the benefits would be stronger. But even a few quiet minutes, even one simple breath of mindfulness, can shift your energy. Still, we're reaching a point where we need to pause. We're working on other meaningful projects, ones that will hopefully serve the community in new and deeper ways, like online meditation classes, one-on-one counseling sessions, tools to help you dive deeper, transform more of the negative, and awaken more of the positive energy within you. We're not stepping away forever, just temporarily. And even then, the truth is, we're never really apart. Even if we're not uploading new episodes for a while, just know, whenever you hit play on one of our old recordings, whenever you sit down to breathe mindfully, whenever you practice a simple moment of presence, we are together. We are practicing together, healing together, walking the path of mindfulness side by side. That's the beauty of inner work. It doesn't rely on physical distance. It transcends time and space. Because the moment you connect with your breath, you're connected with every soul who is also choosing peace in that moment. And that includes us. So no, this isn't a goodbye. Not even close. In fact, we are more connected than ever, especially when we gather in stillness and compassion. And personally, every time I meditate, every time I do something that I know helps others, I always carry you with me. I'm not just doing it for myself. I'm doing it with full awareness that there are brothers, sisters, friends, fellow travelers, you, practicing alongside me. And it gives me strength. It keeps me humble. It reminds me that even in silence, we are never alone. That's why I want to take a moment now to offer my deepest gratitude. Honestly, I've been so lucky to walk this journey with such a kind, talented, and dedicated group of people. These aren't just co-workers, they're true friends, they're family. Many of them are well known in their own fields, busy people with full calendars, managing multiple projects. But when I invited them to join this mission, to offer something uplifting to the public during such a dark time, they didn't hesitate. They said yes, wholeheartedly. Week after week, they recorded voiceovers, edited videos, rewatched episodes, refined scripts, all because they genuinely cared. They wanted to help people, they wanted to serve, and they put their hearts into every second of it. It's not easy, you know? Producing a single episode takes time, effort, love, and attention to detail. But they showed up every time, with joy, with patience, with passion. We worked like siblings, encouraging each other, lifting each other up when things got hard. And that bond, it made this series what it is. So when this final episode wraps up, it's not just you, our listeners, who will feel a little emotional. We will too. But here's the thing. This chapter may be closing, but a new one is already beginning. We're continuing our journey together, just in a different form, in new projects, new platforms, and hopefully reaching even more people. And every episode we created together, it's still here. A treasure chest you can come back to anytime you need a little warmth, a little hope, a little peace. Because these videos weren't created by one person or even just a team. They were created with you, your energy, your feedback, your presence, your encouragement. You were a part of this from the very beginning. So thank you, truly. Thank you for listening, for trusting us, for being open and generous with your hearts. Thank you for embracing this journey with all its imperfections, with all its raw honesty. We know we're not perfect. We've made mistakes along the way. We've had technical hiccups, missed the mark sometimes, or didn't say things quite as clearly as we hoped. But you stayed with us. You extended grace. You offered patience. You saw beyond the flaws and connected with the message. That's what community looks like. That's what love looks like. And I want to say this clearly. We are not separate. There's no us and you. We are one community, one circle of seekers, one river flowing in the same direction, toward peace, toward awakening, toward deeper truth. We are bound together by a shared longing for healing, for understanding, for something real and lasting. That's why I believe, with every cell in my being, that this work matters, that what we've done together over the past 20+ episodes has value, and it's just the beginning. Because here's the truth, the road ahead won't be easy. There will still be hardships, still uncertainty, still those moments that shake us to the core. But as long as we keep holding hands, metaphorically or literally, as long as we keep choosing compassion, mindfulness, and courage, we'll make it through, stronger, wiser, more connected. That's why we can't walk this path alone. We need each other. And if we can trust that, if we can remember that, then even the roughest roads won't break us. They'll shape us, sharpen us, reveal what's truly important. We'll learn to ride the waves instead of drowning in them. We'll learn to dance in the rain instead of waiting for the storm to pass. And eventually we'll realize the storm was the teacher all along. So let's stay close, my friends. Let's keep walking, keep breathing, keep listening to ourselves, to each other, to life. The projects we're working on next, they're being created with the same intention, the same heart. Whether it's meditation courses, online counseling, or more mindful living content, it's all for you, for us, for the healing of our community. We may be changing formats, but our purpose remains the same. And I want you to know this, even when the videos stop for a while, the energy behind them, the love, the presence, the dedication, it never disappears. It lives in every mindful step you take, every kind word you speak, every moment you choose peace over panic, stillness over chaos, compassion over criticism. So don't stop practicing, even when you feel tired, even when the world seems loud and messy and uncertain. Keep choosing to slow down, keep choosing to reconnect, keep choosing to be gentle with yourself. That's how we'll keep the flame alive. And one day when the time is right, we'll light it again together. Because love never leaves. It just takes new forms. And so as we close this video, I want you to remember something simple but powerful. This isn't the end. It's just a pause, a breath between chapters, a gentle closing before a beautiful opening. And even if we're not producing new content every week, I want you to know, our hearts are still walking beside you. The moment you sit down to meditate, the moment you choose kindness over anger, the moment you just breathe, we are connected, we are one. Each of us is part of something much bigger, a collective movement toward mindfulness, healing, and truth. And I want to take this final opportunity to send a heartfelt thank you to every single one of you. You who showed up, you who listened with openness, you who practiced along with us, even if just for a few moments each day.